And welcome back as we return to the U.S. in our Dead Ballpark tour. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Cleveland Indians. A few minor changes here. We got Lofton, Franco, Tommy again hitting third and playing third base. We got Bell hitting cleanup. Eddie Murray back on the DH spot hitting fifth. Manny Ramirez at sixth. The only two changes will be at second base and short, with Espinoza at second base hitting seventh, Sandy Alomar behind the plate hitting eighth, and Diaz at short hitting ninth. And starting pitcher for the Indians in this one is Chad O.J. And let's take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals. Leading off is Brian Jordan at right field, Royce Clayton at short hitting second, Ray Lankford at center field hitting third, Ron Gant, former Atlanta Brave, cleaning up and playing at left. Gary Gaetti at third base hitting fifth. John Mabry at first base at sixth. Tom Pagnozzi behind the plate at hitting seventh. Mike Gallego at second base hitting eighth. And Willie McGee, a former face to Cardinal fans everywhere, at DH and hitting ninth. And Andy Benes will be starting pitcher for the Cardinals. And so let's begin. We're at the second iteration of Busch Stadium here in St. Louis. And this is 1996 would be the first season. Let me take a look. Are they using dirt infield? Yes, they are. This 96 was the first year the Cardinals used natural grass and a dirt infield at Busch Stadium, replacing the AstroTurf that I grew up seeing. Of course, Busch Stadium, final season at Busch Stadium number 2 was in 2005. It was torn down, and Cardinals now play at Busch Stadium 3. It's their current iteration. And that's one out as ground ball to Clayton goes to Mabry. Leo Franco up. Nice diving stop by Royce Clayton. Still had it then. A little early. Up and ground back to the box, and that'll take care of the Tribe in the first inning. Looking at the 96 Cardinals roster, couldn't tell if it was the St. Louis Cardinals or the Oakland Athletics, as Jordan hits a deep one to center, and it'll just hit the wall. And he just makes it with the sliding double. As I said, the roster, you couldn't tell if it was the St. Louis Cardinals or the Oakland Athletics. A lot of former A's players would join the Cardinals in 96, probably because Tony La Russa in his first year as manager there in 1996. Guys like Mike, and this was going to drop into center, and the Cardinals are going to score first. They also got Ron Gant from the Atlanta Braves, but they got grounded to short. Diaz will go to first. 2 down. But they got the likes of Dennis Eckersley. They got Willie McGee back after he spent a few years in the Bay Area. He did play for the Giants before going to the Cardinals. It's a fly ball to the left. Bell's calling off Lofton, and that'll take care of the Cardinals in the first, but they're the first ones on the board. Grounded to short. The Cardinals in 1996, I actually had them go into the World Series. I mean, just looking up who they loaded up on and the fact that Tony La Russa was managing them, I had a feeling they would go places, and they did. They went to the NLCS. But other former A's players were Todd Stottlemyre, Rick Honeycutt. Royce Clayton was more of a former Giant. Fly ball to left field, and it's going to go off the wall. So Ramirez is on board with the Single to left.
2 out. Now runner at first.
And it's foul.
Fouled out of play. No ball. 2 strikes.
Strike 3 swinging.
Runner left on base. In the middle of the second inning, the Cardinals. Now batting.
Both, I'd like to say both Bennis's brothers played for this team before Andy went to the Padres. Gets past the diving Diaz into left and Espinosa into center field. Fly ball to center, and Lofton will await it. 1 out. Foul ball.
Fouled out of play.
Double play ball. 1, 2.
3 outs and the side is retired. At the end of the second inning, the Cardinals lead. Now batting. Sandy Alomar.
Alomar will lead off for the Indians in the 3rd inning. Right to Gant.
Now batting. 1 out. Nobody on base. He hits the first pitch.
Cue shot to Gallego. Mike Gallego was another former Athletic of the, I like to call it the Bash brother years. You had Canseco and McGuire on those teams that went to the World Series 3 years in a row. Grounded to Clayton. And 3 up, 3 down. Foul ball.
Fouled out of play.
Right to Diaz for out number 1.
Now batting. 1 out. Nobody on base. A diving
Oops.
ground ball through the infield.
And Jordan's going to stop at second after a hit to left field. Of course, a year later, the Cardinals would get Mark McGuire, and so begins one of the most fun yet controversial runs in baseball, and that would be the home run chase.
2 outs.
And yes, Joe Buck was on the Cardinals broadcast team as well as Fox in 1996.
1 strike. Ground ball through the infield.
And
Goes to second.
Bell will just dive just to stop it from rolling to the wall, but the Cardinals score another one.
No ball. 1 strike. Fouled out of play.
Foul ball, just missed it.
Fouled out of play. A diving attempt.
Base hit.
Goes into center field. Base hit. Now batting. 2 out.
Gary Gaetti, not a former Athletic, but a former Twin. Grounded to second, and Diaz will go to second base. Grounded short, and Diaz will go to second easily for 3rd out. And another run scored by St. Louis. And this one's going to fall into left field. And Franco's going to go for 2.
The throw goes to second. Safe. There's a double. Nobody out. One until second. No ball.
Early swing.
A grounder. Fouled out of play.
And it's going to Gallego.
Goes to first.
They'll just move the runner over.
Now batting. 1 out. Runner at
Can Albert Bell do it again? Fly ball to deep center, and that's going to fall over. It's going to fall over Langford, and Bell will make it with an RBI double, and the Indians are on the board.
He hits the first
Base hit to left.
ground ball through the infield. Now batting. A base hit here. 1 tie ball game. No ball.
Early swing.
Strike.
And then goes a Gaetti. This could be double play, and it is. But the Indians get one back with an RBI double. Grounder to Diaz, 1 out. The Indians will stay in the Midwest and head to Bruce City after this game. Two more games left on the Dead Ballpark Tour. And gets by Franco into right field. Foul ball. And Diaz couldn't come up with it. Foul ball. And the bases are loaded for Royce Clayton. Foul ball. Fly ball to right, in foul territory, and Ramirez has it for the 3rd out. And the Cardinals leave him loaded. Espinosa leading off for the Tribe. Last stop on this tour was in Montreal, a 11-7 slugfest. So Espinosa swings and misses for strike 3. Gosh, he keeps swinging early here. And grounder to Gallego, 2 outs. A little dribbler to Clayton, and that's 3 up, 3 down. The Cardinals remain ahead after 4.5. And this is going up the middle. Base hit. And right to OJ, and he'll go to first, but not in time. He almost tried to double him off. Double play, ball, 4-6-3, and that'll be it for the Cardinals. They still remain ahead. And it's going to go right through the middle. My favorite kind of hit. Fly ball to deep center, and this is going to go right over Langford's head. And Franco just beats it out. This is going to be it. And nope. Tommy will be safe, but Lofton's out. And this one's going to drop in, and the game will be tied. And it will be an RBI double for Bell. This one's going to go to right field. into the wall. Jordan will throw it in, but the Tribe have taken the lead on an RBI single by Eddie Murray.
One strike. Is he looking for the football?
Striked out swinging.
Now 2 outs. Runners at the corner. He hits
And this is a grounder ball to Clayton and go to first, and that'll take care of the Indians in the 6th, but they have taken the lead on a little bit of small ball.
now batting. John Mabry. Hello.
Fly ball to deep center, lofting after it, and he'll come up with it for the out.
Now batting. 1 out. Nobody on base. He looks at a strike.
Grounder to short, and that's 2 outs.
2 outs. Now batting. 2 outs. Nobody on base.
Gallego up,
No ball. 1 strike.
and it's going to go through the middle into center field for a hit.
Now batting. 2 outs.
Willie McGee up.
He looks at a strike. What'll he throw next?
Fly ball to shallow left, and Bell's coming in, and that's it for the Cardinals in the 6th inning.
Base. At the end of the 6th inning, the Indians lead. Now batting. Sandy Alomar. No ball. 1 strike.
First All-Star game at Busch Stadium was in its first season.
2 strikes.
And that's strikeout swinging.
Now 1 out. Nobody on base.
Mario Diaz up.
A grounder.
And that would be in 1966. And
Throw next. No ball.
strike 2. Midsummer, the strike 3 swinging. Midsummer Classic went 10 innings and apparently had a 105-degree game time temperature.
Into center field. Base hit. Howard has speed. He may try to steal a base here.
Rick Honeycutt comes in for the Cardinals on the mound, and another former Athletic.
No ball. 2 strikes.
That's a chopper, and it's going to left field.
Through the infield. The throw goes to second.
And that'll be a hit for Franco. And that's a base hit for Tomey. He'll drive one home. A little insurance here.
Comes home. Martel second. 2 outs. Runners at the corners.
And this one's going to fall into left field, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. And another run comes home. Another RBI double for Albert Bell.
2 outs. Runners at second and third. He hits the first pitch.
Grounder Gallego, and that is it for the Indians, but they add a couple runs for insurance.
It's the top of the order.
It's time to stretch.
Now batting. Brian Jordan.
And Chad's getting a little tired, so he's coming out. And I'll bring in Tavares. Fly ball to center field. Lofton coming under it. 1 out.
The throw goes to second. Now batting. 1 out. Nobody on base. No ball. 1 strike. A fly ball
Another fly ball to center. Another easy one for Lofton.
goes to second. Now batting. 2 outs. Nobody on base. He looks at a strike. Is he thinking curve? A dive.
Oh, nice grab by Diaz, but he's not going to get him. But kind of minimizes it.
2 outs. Runner at first.
But up is Ron Gant.
Pitch to him. A diving attempt.
That goes through. That goes at left. That goes left field for a hit. Cardinals starting to rally. Starting to rally here in the 7th. Grounder to short. Diaz will go to second, and that'll be it for the Cardinals. And they score, and they get nothing. Manny Ramirez leads off for the Indians. Clayton, 1 out. All right, you're not getting it done. So I'm going to bring in... Now let him rest. If I'm in a pinch, I'll bring them in. Up the middle. See, there we go. He's no longer 0-for in this game. Sandy Alomar, he's another 0-for. And not anymore. Back-to-back singles. Can Diaz keep the streak going? Nope, double play ball. And this will take care of the Indians in the 8th. Still up by 3. Grounder to second, and Espinoza will go to Franco for the first out. Fly ball to left, and overcomes Bell. 2 down. Down the middle. Foul ball. Strike 3 looking, and it's 3 up, 3 down. Kenny Lofton leads off. And that's another one. Another hit. Oh, right back to Honeycutt for the first out. Almost. Ooh. Scroogey. And this one's going to go all the way to the wall. No one's getting this one. Move. And Murray gets gunned before the run comes home. Okay, no, they don't. That run counts. So we're going to stick with Taveras unless he gives up one. Fly ball to right. And Ramirez will call it off and get it. And that's a fly ball to right field, and it's going to go off the wall. The wind really helped keep it in the ballpark. Double play ball. 1, and that is game. Cardinals had the lead for most of it, and then the Indians scored 6 unanswered runs, and they cruised to victory here on this dead ballpark tour stop in St. Louis. Let's take a look at the final totals for the Indians. 6 runs, 17 hits, and no errors. For the Cardinals, 2 runs, 14 hits, and no errors. No one hit any homers. And player of the game honors, I'm going to give it once again to Albert Bell, 3 for 5 and 3 RBIs. And for the Cardinals, Ray Langford had a heck of a game. He went 4 for 4 and scored the only 2 runs for the Cardinals in this game. Winning pitcher will go to Chad OJ, and Andy Bennis will take the loss. Taveras will pick up the save. So we're done here in St. Louis, and now we're off to Brew City. Until next time, gang. See ya.